Welcome and good afternoon to you. If it's an afternoon where I am, and I hope that it's a blessed day. Welcome and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Winnie Kamuya, CEO, International Renaissance Center, an international best-selling author, a speaker, and a coach. Welcome. Do you have faith in yourself? Maybe it's a question you need to ask, especially during this time. How much faith do you have in yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe you can do what you ought to be doing? And do you believe that you can realize some of the things that you've been longing to realize in your life? So today's lessons, we are going to be talking about faith. We want to learn about faith from Steve. I hope that you know Steve Jobs, because if you've not heard about him, then I would be wondering if you are using any technology, because Steve Jobs has been in technology for quite some time, and some of the technologies that we are enjoying today is because of him. He is late though, but it's another great day to learn, to get some insights, to get some tips, strategies from others who have been successful. If we can learn from them, we can borrow and implement in our life. Welcome, and I hope that you are ready to win your week. It's been a Monday. I hope you've taken time to have some good self-care. Very important for you, because unless you are healthy, you are not going to be able to serve others or to be able to impact the world. Your health is important. Your self-care is important. How you take care of yourself helps you to show up at your best level. So it's another week. It's a winning week, and I believe you are going to win in this week. So let's begin this week with lessons from Steve Jobs. And I'm sure if you've heard about iPhones, iPads, then iPods, I'm sure you've heard about Steve. And I'm sure you've known much about him, because if you're from the other, if you've been around long enough, you surely know that before the iPods came, we had something called the Walkman. I know, because I know as a child, when I was a teenager, that's what was really up, and everybody who had a Walkman was like in another space. They were ahead of you. So if you were not there when the Walkman was around, then you might not know. But if you were, and if now you're here and you definitely know about the iPods and now the iPhones, the iPads, you truly appreciate the transformation in terms of enjoying your music as in entertainment. It was different then. You had to carry cassettes, you had to carry your Walkman. It was a small gadget which you had to like hang and walk around with it big. It can't fit in your pocket. So yes, that was the Walkman time then. Then comes Steve Jobs, and he came with other ideas. How can I make people enjoy music without carrying big gadgets? How can I make it interesting for them that they can have music with a small gadget which they can carry around and not really feel like they're carrying bulky things around? Yes, that changed things. And because of him, today, I would love us to learn some lessons from him and say, how can we have faith in ourselves, in yourself? How can you have faith in yourself so that you believe in yourself no matter what? We are living at the moment in challenging times, and you still need to have some faith. Trust me, if you didn't have faith, it will be a big challenge, and each day requires you to have some faith. I know and believe that if you are here today, you've got some faith. And how can you tap into that to even have greater things in your life, to even have greater impact in the world? So let's go and let's learn some lessons. So Steve Jobs says, again, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something. Your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach has never let me down, and it has made all the difference in my life. That's a quote from Steve Jobs. I'll read it again. Again, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them when looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach has never let me down, and it has made all the difference in my life. So each day you go to sleep, you believe and you have faith, I will wake up tomorrow. That's faith. So here, Steve Jobs is sharing with us, we've got to have faith. We've got to know and learn and believe what we are doing. And we have to follow he says, our gut. Are you following your gut? Your destiny, your life, karma, or whatever you might refer to it as. But you must have faith. Why is faith important? It is because of faith we move forward. If you don't have faith, then you'd get yourself stuck. When you have faith, it means that whatever you are doing, you believe it will have an impact, and that is why it is important to have that faith. Faith is what keeps you going. Faith leads you to continue doing what you do because you know, you believe that will have an impact on someone. It will have an impact, and somewhere they will connect in life. And whatever it is that you're doing, from when you started to where you are heading, which could be your destiny, then somewhere they will connect and you will be able to understand. Because faith is like, I'm going to reach the mountain and I am going to move. I am hoping and believing I will reach the mountain. Along your way, it could be that it's not a straight line. You do not have clarity how or where you will go through, but with faith, you reach there. And that is what he talks about. And that is why it's important for you to have faith. You have to have faith. We are living in uncertain times. Still, we have to have faith and to believe that we shall come out on the other side, because there is a purpose for each one of us, our lives. So having faith makes you go on, and having faith and not knowing the end, like if you're going to reach the peak of the mountain, you've never been there, so you definitely do not know what you will expect along the way as you go. You know, this is the peak and you have to make it to the peak. Then you will keep moving. So he had a lot of faith when he started, and that is what helped him to change and impact the world in the way he did, transforming the music industry, transforming the computers, and ensuring that today we have different ways in which we listen to music. We also have different ways in which we enjoy communicating with one another, because it was not like that before. Before, you had to go to a phone box, put in your coins and call. I'm sure most of the people never found those. But if you knew from before, that is what we used to have. We go to a phone box, put in your coins, and make the call. But now with the phones, we are able to call from where we are using a smart gadget, which is small. So having faith and believing that truly this is what I'm called to do. If this is what I'm called to do, I must do it. My mentor said that sometimes if you don't know what you're meant to do, you will go on with your life until when you face a challenge, and when the challenge comes to your life, you go through some very uncomfortable situations. When you reach the point of you can no longer take the pain, and you decide or you make the decision things have to change, then your life changes, and it could be that is the moment that you begin to understand the destiny of your life. And at that point, because we said, if it is not pleasure which makes you understand I'm supposed to be on this path, it is pain. And when pain comes and it reminds you where you ought to be going, then at that time there is no turning back. You push against the wall, and it's the time that you really make and do things you thought were impossible. Because when you are pushed to the limit, when you get to a point of no return, you've got to find a way. Trust me, you will find a way. And when you find the way, is the time you discover that you have stronger faith than you ever had in your life. Because think about this. You have a water pipe, and the pipe is bringing the water up, and it reaches a certain point, and the water is out at this point. So if the water has to get to this, and this is a wall on top or it's a roof, what happens to the water? It will begin to flow on the sides. It will begin to flow on the sides. It will flow on the sides. It will flow on the sides. And that is what happens when you reach, call it your rock bottom, call it the wall, call it your limit of pain, you will find a way. And when you find a way, you will begin to believe that you are limitless and the options have always been there. And you don't want to reach there, but that is where you have to reach for you to discover maybe something about you, then you will discover. So have faith and believe in yourself, and know that there are always opportunities surrounding you. So with that said, today I want to ask you, do you have enough faith in yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Do you trust yourself? And do you think that you have what it takes to move forward? So here is my challenge for you today. Faith is necessary if you can't see the path to completion. You have to have faith. And the more you learn along the way, the more the path might shift. So like I said, the water will reach there, okay? And that's the limit. It's going to find ways in the same way. As you go along the way, having faith, you will find other ways that will come up. Just remain present. Remain present. So how much faith do you have in yourself in regard to your current success journey? If you believe you're meant to be a leader, how much faith do you have in yourself that you can lead? Because I believe when you lead yourself, you'll be able to lead others. So if you don't believe in leading yourself, how then will you be able to lead others? How much faith do you have in that? Think about that. And the next question I would ask you, how does a lack of faith hinder your progress? You don't believe in yourself. So you can't lead yourself. you can't lead others. It's simple like that. So how much faith do you have in yourself? And can you see how faith will hinder your progress? So how much more successful are you willing to be if you had a higher level of faith? How much more successful will you likely be if you had a higher level of faith? Faith is so important, and think about it and think at how it could make a big difference in your life. Are you willing to believe in yourself in the face of uncertainty? We are in uncertain times. How much faith do you have, will you have on yourself in these times? How much? So now you need to make sure that 2020 ends differently. You need so much faith in yourself, because with faith in yourself, with more faith in yourself, you could make 2020 different. My mentor says, at the crossroads is where the wisdom is found. You are at the crossroads of your life. It's 2020. He has been taken away, half of it. And now you have to think about, how does this year end? Do I want to make it different? How will I make it different? Will I believe in myself? How much faith do I need to have for me to make it different? And that's the question that I want to challenge you today with. How much faith in yourself? And if you had a higher level of faith, would that make a difference to you? So remember to remain present. Always remain present, because being present and having faith, ways and opportunities will come along your way. So for you, I know it's a question of, can it happen? That is a question of faith. How much faith do you have in yourself? Can you tap into that faith? Can it make a difference to you and a difference to other people? That is what I want you to think about as you begin this blessed week and as you end June going towards July. And until next time, I leave you believing that you have faith, you will increase your faith in yourself, and you will make a difference in your life, in our lives. Until next time, thank you for watching and thank you for joining. Leave your comments and feedback below. Until then, it's a goodbye.